welcome to my handy tutorial. Um, I got friends, I got people, I got me. I'm surrounded by depressed ass motherfuckers. I think it's natural. I think it's a natural response to the world. It makes sense to be depressed. Anyone who's not depressed is probably delusional, or hasn't had to deal with it at some point. Probably delusional. Uh, but there's a problem with depression. Aside from all this being sad all the time and not being able to enjoy anything, it's the main problem is the suicide stuff, right? People, they're depressed for long enough, they're like, fuck this shit, and they kill themselves, right? Also, makes sense. People who argue that suicide is selfish are the worst kind of people that exist. Fuck that. Don't try and moralize someone's fucking depression, bro. What's wrong with you? Anyway, but here's why you shouldn't kill yourself. If you're a person out there, you're like, fuck man, can't enjoy anything, life sucks, it's, okay, let me give you the epistemological reason. So, I believe that, as I said, it's rational to be depressed, to be let's use terminology here, to be a philosophical pessimist, as in to believe that life is mostly defined by suffering, your Schopenhauer type beats, right? Life is mostly defined by suffering. Like if you follow logically, I think that's a pretty logical conclusion to come to. I'm not going to talk about why, but tends to be people who are more capable of thinking very logically who end up getting depressed. And it's fucked, right? You're sitting there being smart about things, thinking logically, and you're like, well then, I guess if I'm thinking logically, none of this even matters, and I should just kill myself. Which is true. It's 100% true, if you're thinking logically. And that's why you should just stop thinking logically. You should just throw it out the window. There's no reason. This is the answer. It's like love. It's like trying to logically rationalize why people feel love. There is no logical rationalization. It just happens. It's just a thing. Why should you stay alive? Because you should. Why not? Fuck your logic. Just do it. That's the whole thing that's great about being a thinking human. There's 3 steps you may have seen on Twitter and stuff, and shared around on chans and stuff. There's IQ meme. Not the IQ meme, but the IQ meme that defines a midwit, right? What is a midwit? If you look at the IQ bell curve, right, a midwit is someone who's in the middle of the bell curve, right? Literally, compared to a top wit, or I don't know if they call them bottom wits or dimwits. I'm gonna call them dimwits because that's an actual word. But yeah. And so the meme goes like this: dimwit thinks something. For example, let's say a common one would be dimwit says there is one God. Midwit says lol based atheism. Topwit says there is one God. The idea is that these two on the opposite side of the IQ spectrum agree, only the midwits disagree because they slightly understand something, but they think they understand it fully. And this is the reason for the midwit meme. The reason for the Reddit meme, because the midwits are supposed to represent Redditors essentially, is that when you are a dimwit, you think almost entirely using your instinct, right? If you're really stupid, then you don't have very high level logical capabilities. And so you're mostly acting on impulse and instinct. And so that's why you'd have one opinion. And when you get to like the mid-level of IQ, when you're like a average intelligence person, you're capable of logical thinking. You're capable of pretty good logical thinking. Maybe not like crazy philosophical, amazing logical thinking, but you're like, in order to be like a reasonably intelligent, like average intelligence person, you're pretty well capable of logical thinking. But the top wits, the people who are ascended, they know that the importance is to be able to choose, to be able to switch between pure logic and pure instinct, pure feeling, pure gut emotion. That's the top wit move, which is why they share the opinions, because the dimwit is only capable of thinking with their gut. The midwit is only capable of thinking logically. The topwit is capable of weighing both options and deciding what is best to use at the moment. That's what you need to do to avoid from anheroing. You need to switch, you need to ascend from your midwit status up to top wittery, and you need to uncover, rediscover your gut feeling, because your gut feeling and your instincts and your, the part of your brain that doesn't give a shit about logic, magical thinking, your magical thinking part of your brain, right? That's evolved over millions of years to be where it is. Logical thinking is much more of a recent development in evolutionary terms, right? There's a reason you have those instincts, and there's a reason you have the capability to ignore logic. It's not difficult to ignore logic, right? It's really actually quite easy, but it's as in functionally, it's quite easy. But to actually get over the mental block in your head that values logic above all else, because you've been memed by Enlightenment era thinkers, you've been psyoped by the Enlightenment to believe that logic is superior to all else, right? That logic is the divine right of kings. Because you've been psyoped, you have this mental barrier in your head, because you've got those brainworms. You just have to overcome them. Why should I not kill myself? Well, I don't know. Well, if I kill myself, my friends will be sad, but I'll be dead, so I won't really care. And plus, whatever, my family will be sad. Again, I'll be dead as far as I'm aware. Like, there's no awareness for me, there's no regret, because I'm dead, it doesn't matter, there's no morality anymore. And if you don't believe in God, you don't believe in an afterlife, it's not sin, right? So therefore, I should kill myself. But if you're a topwit, you say, sure, therefore you should kill yourself. But that's not the end all be all. There's other factors, like the beauty of life. It doesn't make logical sense to value, like, I don't know, the small things in life is what I'm saying, basically. To value the small things in life. Let's say a small thing in life that you would commonly do. Like, you know what, I really enjoy, I'm proud of myself for being good at making scrambled eggs. I've made a bunch of videos of me making scrambled eggs. I love making scrambled eggs. I love eating scrambled eggs. They're delicious, they're cheap, they're easy to make. I experiment with the recipes, I'm good at it. I like making scrambled eggs. That can be my reason to stay alive. It doesn't need to make logical sense. It just is. It's just how it works. Why not? You know? You know what I like? I like fucking, I don't know, I like stroking my beard. If you've got a beard, I would definitely recommend growing a beard once in your life so you can stroke your beard. Really enjoyable activity. Not exact balance scale, fucking utilitarian weighing scale. Stroking your beard is equally as pleasurable as all the suffering in your life is suffering. No, that doesn't matter. Logic is not relevant here. It's all about just do it because you can. You killing yourself is one thing you can do, but it's only one thing you can do versus a million other things you can do. There's no like kill myself and then, because you're dead. But there is a not kill myself and then, and it's not just one. There's infinite not kill myself and thens. It doesn't make sense, because you can't like, okay, but all those and thens are likely to be suffering, and all those and thens, I can't predict them. Oh, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Just do it. Just do it. You know what you can do if you and then? You know what you could do if you and then? You can just fucking, like, just chill. You could just chill and, like, have a cup of tea or something. Like, no one's gonna, like, you know? You could just, like, fucking do whatever you want. You were gonna kill yourself. What else is there to lose? Just go to fucking Bolivia, fuck some hookers, do some cocaine. Why not? You know? There's no reason. Oh, you don't have the money. Rob a bank. Rob a bank. No one's gonna stop you. It's better than being dead, right? No one's gonna stop you from robbing a bank. No one's gonna stop you. Just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want. That's the reason. It's because you can. Just doesn't fuck logic. Throw that out the window. When's that ever been helpful? Sometimes it's helpful. Oh, you're not gonna say fuck logic if you're trying to figure out how much change you owe someone if you work at a fucking place, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. You're not gonna say fuck logic if you're trying to, like, I don't know, if you're a fucking engineer and you're trying to figure out how much strength to give this bridge so that cars can drive over it, then don't fuck logic. Keep logic around. That's kind of useful there. But when you're deciding, you know what, when I'm making this bridge, I'm gonna paint it red. There's no logic involved there. You just like the color red. I mean, they're actually, to be honest, if you're painting a bridge, you're probably calculating the cost of the paint. So, whatever. That's what I'm saying. It's the interplay between logic and illogical, logical and magical thinking. It's the interplay. That's what makes you a smart, emotionally intelligent, rather than just book smart, but like a street smart. That makes you street smart. That's what makes you street smart. Is getting first step, knock your tooth out. That's the first step to being intelligent. You gotta knock your tooth out, shave your hair off, and then you gotta forego logic, and then you've won. Like what? No one gets remembered for logic. Isaac Newton. Oh wow, what a logical guy. He invented calculus. He discovered gravity. He discovered like the modern field of optics. Oh wow, he was also an alchemist who was trying to find the philosopher's stone to turn lead into gold. Like that's why he's the top wit, because he could do both. He could do both. That's what you need to be able to do. One isn't good enough. That's why these fuckers in the Franks, they're all fucked. They don't know how to balance. They don't know how to balance. And then, that's where you can decide the balance. The balance is the key. Well, because I'm not a top wit yet. I don't know if I'll ever be. I'm happy to say that. I'm on my way. I'm hopefully heading down the path to get to the right balance of magical and logical thinking, right? But I would not say I'm there yet at all. I would not say I'm there yet. I think firstly, currently, the brain ones are still too close to me because I grew up studying physics and science, like not actually studying, but I mean like, I fucking love science type shit beamed into my brain through Facebook. Right, I got brainwashed by Facebook, which means there's probably a lot that I need to undo in order to get the balance kind of right. Everyone needs a good balance in their life. It's all about the balance, and no one can tell you what the balance is because it's different, not just for each person, but for each environment. Like, right now on YouTube, I could say shit like, I don't know, I could say anything. I could say anything. I could talk about how the problem with chaos magic is that it doesn't include chronomancy, and without including chronomancy, or any magical system that doesn't include chronomancy is completely flawed, whether it's fiction or hyperfiction. No matter what, if it doesn't include chronomancy, it's flawed, because why would you be bound to a system of mortal time when you're working with magic? It doesn't make sense. And not just forward chronomancy, more importantly backwards chronomancy, to past magic, right? Affecting the past to infect the future. I can say that on YouTube and it's fine. If I was to say that in a job interview, bad idea, right? Bad idea. Even I know that. It might be kind of based, but it's probably not going to get me the job. Not that I want a job, but you know what I'm talking about, right? The balance is the key. The balance is the key. The balance is the key. And that's why you shouldn't kill yourself, because something magic